Hi, it's Karen from Spruce Park Ranch Country Store, and I'm going to show you a quick tutorial on how to make your very own farmhouse wreath. Most wreath forms are not a perfect shape. Lay the form on the table and choose the side that looks the most uniform. This will be the exposed side when your wreath is completed. If you have a less desirable side, cover this with florals. You will never see it. Now you add the greenery to your wreath. Place the greenery out in the desired area you would like to see covered. When you have the appropriate amount covering your wreath, glue the pieces into place. You may have an empty section in between where you lay the base greenery, depending on how much you spread the greenery out. Do not worry about this, as this area will be covered with the larger focal pieces of florals. We like to add extra textures of greenery to our wreaths. In this tutorial, we're using ferns. We space out the fern pieces on the form, focusing more on the outer edges. Don't glue the pieces down until you're satisfied with their placement. We like to poke them into place so we can see how they look first. Once we're happy with where they are, we glue them into place. For this wreath, we have used large pieces of hydrangea. We cut the hydrangea pieces so that we have one larger piece and one medium, and a few smaller pieces to focus on the outside of the wreath. Place your hydrangea piece off-center in the middle with the large and the medium. Using the smaller pieces, work your way down the outer edge of the wreath so they become less and less. Do not glue them into place until you're sure of the placement. This is where you add your accent pieces. Break apart your florals into smaller pieces. You'll want to choose more individual stems as it makes it easier for placement. Work your way down the wreath from the center to the ends, placing these pieces in and working them around from the center to the end. Remember to focus evenly with accent pieces, not just down the outer rim of the form. Do not glue until you are satisfied with placement. These pieces are used to create more dimensions so your wreath does not appear flat. At this point, your wreath should be quite full, but will most likely be lacking dimension or seem to have holes. This is where extra foliage or grasses work well. Take any pieces of grass or foliage and fill them into any holes that you find to make the wreath appear more even. Starting at the focal center of your wreath, place at least one of the cut pieces on the inner edge of the wreath form. Do the same on the outer edge of the center focal point, but use two pieces. Make sure to have some space between them. From here, work your way throughout the foliage, adding grasses wherever the wreath appears to have holes or seems flat. These pieces should poke out of the wreath. Do not glue until you're happy with the placement. If you still have holes, use any extra foliage leaves and any extra flower combinations and glue them into place. Using different shades of green only adds more character and beauty. Double check that you have all of your pieces glued into place, then carefully lift your wreath and pick off any glue that may have leaked onto the backside. Hang your wreath and look to see if you've missed anything. We have found that when we hang a wreath, we can often see areas that we have missed. Don't forget to share your wreaths with us by tagging us on Instagram at @SpruceParkRanch_Country Store. #Spruce Park Ranch.